friends, welcome back to my channel. It has been a few weeks, maybe probably almost over a little bit over a month that I've been sitting down, or I have been trying to sit down and film this. I had a request about over a month ago to talk about how I handle stress as a special needs mom, as an autism mom, and I thought that I have some time right now. Let's sit down and get this done. I have probably tried to film this 3 times already. It's just been a really busy time. Anyway, so let's get to it. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Joanne. I have a blog called Lovealwaysjoann, and I'll link it below. I hope that you are here to either learn more about autism, or you are just starting your journey. If your child was just recently diagnosed with autism, I hope that the autism videos that I do make on my channel are helpful. I want to talk about how I handle stress, but I also want to say up front that I am not I don't do very well with my stress. I'm gonna be honest and admit it. There are many things that do help. Some of them are very simple, and some of them I just find is the best way for me to handle it. But I know that it's not just special needs moms right now that are dealing with stress. It's a lot going on in the world through the pandemic, getting back to normal, everything is very stressful for everyone. So I thought, I wanted to be more specific for autism or special needs moms, because that is what I'm here to talk about today. So I did write some notes. I have them down below here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I want to start out with my pregnancy. I did not have a stressful pregnancy. I did not have any major issues other than being as huge and just uncomfortable, especially towards the end of my pregnancy with my twins. But I will say that before that, we did have to deal with a lot of stress, because it took us about 3.5 years to get pregnant, and many fertility treatments. I haven't really touched upon that much on my blog or even over on social media. I don't know if that is of interest to anyone. Right now, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So when my husband and I decided that we were gonna start fertility treatments, we made a conscious decision to keep it to ourselves. Our immediate family knew, our parents and our siblings, and that was it. And one of the reasons is it's a stressful process. And I didn't want to have to keep dealing with, say, people's comments, oh, I'm sorry it didn't work, or, failed cycle after failed cycle, just all of that. So it was stressful enough. So we figured that keeping it, just between me and him would be better. When I finally did get pregnant, I can be honest and say I never had one thought about having a child with a disability or any kind of health issues. It never even came across my mind. I just figured, we went through the stress already of trying to get pregnant. We're having twins, and everything is just going to be perfect. And life is just not perfect. So, but I think in a lot of ways, all those things that build up to stressful situations in your life are something that is meant to teach you something. So I don't know, but here we are today. Now, my initial, or the initial stress for us was when Michael was first diagnosed. Um, you have a lot of things going on through your mind. And then you realize, for me, I'm going to look at my notes. For me, I realized right away that, my son was not going to be able to do what neurotypical kids could do. And having Alex, the same, them being twins, I already did notice the differences. And I already can see, what it was going to be like. So, I knew you go through a period of kind of almost like a grief in a way, because you're a child. And I don't want to say that every autistic child, this is not, every autistic child is so different. And it's not to say that Michael will never, ever do these things or have the opportunities. This is just the initial feelings that I had. And, I just, he won't be able to play sports, he won't have friends, things like that. These are all the things in the beginning that you're already being bombarded with information on treatments and what to do next and doctor's appointments and this and this and that. So the stress just builds up. Excuse me. As the time went on, I start to realize that even basic skills were something that Michael was going to have to work at, like drinking from a cup, using utensils, toilet training, a whole other beast on its own there. Sleeping difficulties, eating, very picky, eating difficulties, just things like that. Then you come along with, then comes along the behaviors, the tantrums, the aggressive behaviors, all of these things that were really difficult to control were so stressful. I haven't spoken much about Michael's aggressive behaviors because I don't want anyone to feel, anyone who doesn't really understand or know Michael walk away with a bad impression, I guess, of Michael. He has aggressive behaviors. I have been bitten, headbutt, scratched, pinched, kicked, cracked rib. So, this is all part of your stress. I'm so sorry. I'm always clear my throat. That's another story for another day. But anyway, getting back, his behaviors are truly come from the lack of being able to communicate his needs and wants. It has gotten better over the years since the initial diagnosis, so definitely that has helped. But I can tell you right now, we are going through probably a 6-month period of self-injurious behaviors, aggressive behaviors towards others. It has been one of those periods that we go through. It's like a roller coaster. And right now, that's what we are going through. But like I said, many of these things have improved. Michael has been in therapy since he's 20 months old, and he has continual therapy today. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what the initial stress was like. and how it continues till today. Um, I wake up stressed, and I go to sleep stressed. And every day it's more like a fight or flight mode, and it could really be difficult to get through days. So, what do I do to relieve my stress? First, I must say, you have to do something, because it takes a huge toll on your body, on your relationships with your other children, your husband, your family, and your friends, and for your own state of mind. You really need to stay focused on finding ways to help with your stress. I have, of course, the self-care, all the self-care ways that, things that you can do for yourself definitely help. I'm going to say I've recently started walking. I started this back in October. I was a Beachbody member. I loved doing my workouts, but I got to a point where I wanted something to change, and I decided I was going to try walking, not only for weight management, but I really wanted to get out and be outside. And once the weather in the fall, I just went for it, and walking has been a huge part of that for me. But of course, you have meditation, you have yoga, you have a book club. All those things do help. But I want to talk about, I guess, some other ways that are maybe, not physical things that you can do for stress relief, but just things that help me. I used to get my nails done all the time. And when I get someone to stay here with Michael just to go to get my nails done, I rarely ever enjoy it. First, let me say this. I am not a big, huge fan of going to get my nails done. Even then, I hated the waiting time. Of course, now there's gel nails and all that other stuff. But I've learned to use Dash or Color Street, and that's much better. But my point is, I would go and, if I was able to get to a nail salon, I would be there always worrying about what was going on at home. So it was not relaxing for me. So those types of things where it might be relaxing for someone else, going to get a massage, I haven't had a massage since the kids were born. But things like that. Of course, it depends on who's here with my boys. That definitely takes the relaxation and being able to enjoy things much easier. But so let me get to some of the ways. I don't want to make this a big, long thing. But like I said, I find that mostly the simple things really work for me. If I can do a simple run to CVS, Walgreens, Target, or a Barnes & Noble, not that I have read in years, those types of little short, just get out of the house, even for a half hour, really helps me. And now I definitely recognize when I need to do that. So when my husband gets here and I need to, I have to get out. And, of course he says, go, do what you need to do. Those types of breaks really help me throughout the day, throughout when things get really, really stressful and unmanageable. But I think I want to talk about friendships, because I know that as a special needs mom, an autism mom, and an older mom, This plays a huge fact into my life. I am in my 50s. I'm going to be 56 in a few more weeks in June. And most women my age, their children are older. So connecting with women in my age, it just isn't doable. I mean, not to say that I don't have friends that are my age and their children are grown, which is fine, and I have no problems with that. Their children are also neurotypical. So friendships are very important because you need to have somebody that isn't going to listen to you, not judge you, let you vent, and just really be there for you. And I'm fortunate to have some good friends. One that I've been friends with in high school, grammar school actually, and she came into my life at 12 years old. Yeah, 12 years old we were about when we met. But she's still here for me, and it's a friendship that I know that I can tell her anything and she will be there for me. I have friends that are special needs moms, and these are probably really important relationships to have. When you can connect with somebody that is dealing with this similar, stressful situations that you are dealing with, it is so good to have somebody who gets it. I've met so many special needs moms throughout the last 4 years that I've been almost doing my blog and social media. And I have to say, I am so fortunate and I'm so happy to have met them, because a few of them have children that are autistic but are able to talk. And then there's a few that their children are very similar to Michael. And I just, when you can connect with another woman who has the same daily issues and problems, or has been through those problems, it's just so much better to have them in your corner. I know that there are many support groups or parent groups. I am not a fan of those. And I am mainly not a fan because I am an introvert. I would hardly say a word in a group setting. I don't think that would be something that I would find helpful. But to just connect to a few special needs moms. I just met another special needs mom of a little girl that's in Michael's class, and it's been great because very similar. And I just, it's just nice to have that. And I encourage you to go and find your people, your friends, whether they have children, no children, neurotypical kids, or special needs. You need your friends. And that's one important thing that I do for myself. The next one is going to be your ABA therapist, your home ABA therapist, and BCBA. I can't even tell you how much I rely on them. They are not going to be they're not only going to be there for your child, but they are going to be able to help you, your husband, your other children in your family, with everything. I mean, it's just, I've been fortunate to find the best therapist and BCBA, and there's nothing I can say that, except that they have been very, very helpful. They're educated, they know their stuff, they help me work through problems when I can't. They have helped helped Michael so much. And I know at the end of the day, they love Michael just as much as I do. And that's the most important thing. If you can get therapists that are coming into your home that are there for you just as much as they are there for your child, it will be so much more of a stress relief for you. I can't tell you how many times I text or I call them, or they're here during therapy and say, you know, this situation happened with Michael. What do you think I should do? Or how should I handle this? Or can you help me? As hard as it is to hear this, you know, when Michael becomes aggressive, I need to know how to protect myself. And those are things that they are there for me. And I don't feel like I'm a bad mom or I can't handle anything. I know if I have them in my corner and they're there for me and there for Michael, my husband, and Alex, then they're part of my people as well. The last one I want to talk about is your faith. And I don't mean, it doesn't mean, I know that everybody does not practice a religion, and it doesn't have to be, I don't want to make this sound like you need to go out and get a church. I'm talking if you are already a practicing person of faith, your church family is important too. Now, I came from a religious education, a family who religious education was very much part of my life, both me and my husband. So when it came to religious education for my kids, I didn't hesitate at all. I was concerned about how Michael would learn about Jesus. How would he learn about God, his prayers? How would he make his sacraments? I am Catholic, just for reference. And I wanted my children to know about Jesus, and I wanted them to be able to lean on him and depend on him the way my family, I and my husband's family, you know, how important it is for me. I wanted it to be important for them too. My mom was a CCD teacher for over 25 years, I think close to 30. She taught the second grade, the first penance communion class. And that was, you know, such a huge part of our lives because my mom was excited every year when she had a new set of students that were going to make their communion, and it was just something that she always looked forward to. So a few years ago, you know, we started to look for a program for religious education. And we were already members of a church that that's pretty close to us here. They were baptized there. They had a religious program, but they had no special needs program. So it took a little bit of research, but after reaching out to our church and the Archdiocese, they connected us with another church that is really not, it's actually within our same town, that did provide special needs religious education. And it's been wonderful. They teach in an ABA setting. The teacher is a former special needs teacher, and she volunteers to do this. She's been doing this for, I think, over 7-8 years. And it's just me and Michael and her. And we meet after school on a Monday through the school year. And it's ABA based. He enjoys it. He is very receptive and very interested and she loves him and he loves her. And Michael was able to receive his communion. So that to me is huge, big win. um, and to be able to make it, them making it together, you know, being at their brothers and their twins, and you know, that was something. Sorry. This was just really important for me because I knew that this would be something that my mom would really be happy about. So I'm so happy, so happy that they were able to do that. And, you know, and we have been going since then. You know, we just finished actually the program a couple weeks ago. So these are things that, although I'm sitting here blabbing and crying, are not your typical stress relievers, I guess. But, you know, I wanted it to be more about things that are helpful for me. When I told my husband that I was asked about making this video, and I said, I have no idea what stress relief is for me. And he said, well, I think it's obvious that you like to cook and bake, and you journal, you write. And I was like, yeah, I guess all those things are, you know, typical ways of stress relief. But I wanted to really think about things that that are not typical. I mean, you know, I don't know if it sounds ridiculous, but, you know, really my friendships, the therapist in Michael's life, and our church family is really something that I guess kind of keeps me even. I don't know how else to say it. I do have some other things, you know. Like I said, the walking has been really just to get out. You know, when I go to the drugstore or the supermarket, it's like a vacation day. So I encourage you to find your people. If you are religious and you think that you can't have your child practice your religion, it may take some time and research, but find them, and I think that, you know, it'll make you feel better as well. If you do not have home therapy, I know home therapy really is, depending on where you live, depending on your insurance, you know, not always available. But I would say seek out the help of your teachers and where your child goes to school, or if they're in early intervention, those therapists are the key to getting you set up, I guess, you know, in a way. But these are all ways that have helped me. I know I don't, you know, I know that maybe the title of whatever I title this video, you may come here and say, oh, she's gonna say that, you know, she does knitting. I'm a terrible knitter. You know, things like that. You know, you paint. Yeah, none of that. I cook, I bake, and, you know, I just try to get through the really hard stuff, because, you know, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, but, you know, there are moments of pure joy, and that's what you have to hang on to. So I know I've babbled along enough. I see it's almost a half hour. I hope that this has been helpful to you. If it has, please let me know in the comments below. If you know a autism mama or special needs mom who just needs somebody to bounce ideas off of, please share the video. I'm here. You can always connect with me on social media. Email me. My email is in my link in my bio. I believe it's still here on the YouTube About Me page. I'm more than willing to listen and try to help you as much as I can. I have to say, it's not an easy, it is hard to go through this process and to continue this process. I've been told many times by moms of older children that it gets easier, and I'm waiting. I'm ready. But either way, I thank you if you've watched this through. God bless you. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed and you liked what you heard here today, please consider subscribing and joining the family. It would mean the world to me. Don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss my next video. And I have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next week.